Hello. I have this urge to show off my three most recent GEC acquisitions, and I grabbed a load of company to assist me in the exposition, which I would like to make. A ram's foot. Finally, I have an original ram's foot. I thought I ought to have one, really, since I was born in the year of the ram in Chinese astrology, and this one even has a little ram shield. I love it. Came with a great edge as well, which is a little uncharacteristic perhaps of the GEC. So, on to the Mar and Grosh. $2 Farmer's Friend. Amazing value. However, I picked this one up for a bit more than that on All About Pocket Knives. Once I learned of the existence, I couldn't hold on for too long. I had to have one for the Hawkbill collection. Look at this spade blade. Super cute. Legitimately unsharpened point on it. And what a cool knife. Now this fixed blade is just a work of art. I did some cutting, and I don't know whether that's shmoo or what, but not a really great edge on this one, but it should take a minute to put one on. So those are the three knives. Let's look at the boxes quickly. The ram's foot. The Farmer Friend. And the Fixie. Oh, nice packaging. So, now I can again say ram's foot, sheep's foot, lamb's foot. And we can just run over the distinctions. So, don't be fooled by the swedging. The straight spine and the straight edge are parallel. Effectively. Maybe an RCH off, but good enough, right? Genuine sheep's foot. Not just sheep's foot profile, sheep's foot knife. According to what I read, the sheep's foot was for trimming the hoof of the sheep. Lamb's foot is for trimming the hoof of the lamb. And the ram's foot, da-da-da-da-da. So, lamb's foot, straight spine, straight edge, tapers down towards the point. And ram's foot tapers out towards the point with the straight edge and the straight spine. So, a lot of things get called sheep foot that by my lights are not sheep foot. And a lot of things, less or so with lamb foot maybe, but it can happen. So, Warncliffe. Ram's foot, sheep's foot, lamb's foot, Warncliffe. The Warncliffe has a straight edge and a curved spine, which tapers out to start, maybe very subtle, And it may happen further back here, like on a seahorse whittler, or further forward here. But there's a bit of a hump, and then we taper down to a fine point. More or less fine, could also be. And that is a compound curve with no angles or abrupt changes of direction. GEC Viper. Snakewood. Etching long gone. And here we have this little ettrick here from A. Wright, Sheffield. Largely sharpened to oblivion, but still very discernibly A. Warncliffe. And here we have this Jens Ansur designed zero tolerance, not A. Warncliffe. Just saying. Oops. So, here is a jackknife. Could call this a farmer's jack, a large farmer's jack. It seriously outsizes this one. So let's have a look at the blades. And the kick on that blade. Something, huh? Got the convex on this. Needs a sharpen. So usually that would be called a sheep's foot. And I would suggest that's generally on, the sow belly or the whatever that pops up with this kind of blade. You call that a short sheep's foot. But I'm going to suggest an alternative nomenclature for that blade. And there's obviously a spay again. This is a Wurstenholm, by the way, if I didn't already say. IXL. So, the potentially a sheep's foot, I'm going to argue that you could call that a rope knife or a rope blade. And here we have another GEC, a toenail clipper. But this pattern is based off a mariner's knife, as far as I've been able to discern from the literature. So the old mariner's knife, you use it for cutting rope. And so I have a little theory about this that I'd like to share, because more commonly now you see something with this kind of handle, with this kind of chungus look to it. I think it's more common to see the sunfish with this kind of blade profile. And also this one is a little, has the taper on it and the extra blades. But, it's a sunfish, right? So what I'm suggesting is that the way that this, one of the ways, because it's probably a combination of factors, but I believe that the original rope knife blade was this. But after some use and sharpening, you would end up more with something like this. See what I mean? You're doing your pull cuts in here, you're doing your cuts like that, and then you're sharpening, and eventually you're going to wear in, if You don't keep a straight edge like that unless you work for it. If you just come in with a whatever, you end up with you're going to end up with something more like that, I would argue. And so by way of demonstration of this notion, I have this one. It's an old Rogers. I'm pretty sure this was a Hawkbill. I reckon that was a Hawkbill. And that's what it sharpened out to. So you consider that this had a great big point down there, but that's been brought all the way up, right? So if this had started out as, say, I mean, maybe it could have been a ram's foot or a kind of a wide sheep's foot, maybe. But I think that it was a Hawkbill, probably. See what I mean? So yeah, that's what something like this could sharpen out to. And so obviously, if this had been started out flat, then this point by now would be rounded in. And you'll see that on a lot of used Warncliffes and Sheepfoots and stuff, that the point will start to get rounded in a touch. Maybe just a tiny touch there. Oh no, it's not a straight edge. What is it? Well, So rope knife, right? Here's another. What would you call that? I mean, it has a straight spine and a straight edge, and it tapers out. I was kind of like, hey, my first ram's foot. But I don't think that's a ram foot. I think that's a rope knife, because it's obviously that's what it is. It's got a marlin spike. This is not for trimming ram's feet. It's for cutting rope. Also this one, which you would say, well, it's a sheep foot, right? Or, sharpening into a lamb foot. But no, it's a rope knife. So, I don't know, is that a sheep foot or a rope knife? I mean, see what I mean? Could go either way. Right. Dispensed with all of that blather. Let's let's Hawkbill it a little more. Another Hawkbill here, I think. I pulled out for a size comparison. Well, here's the one that I've been sporting recently, just to switch it up. This is a Checkmate. Awesome. Very easy to sharpen this steel. Probably not very hard, but man, it cuts. It cuts. And it doesn't seem to hang up too badly, even though it has that pronounced bill. Much more of a recurve than on the GEC. And where did that other little Hawkbill go? Yeah, here we go. A little Parker. With a liner lock and a lot of wiggle. Needs some fixing. That's cute though. I like that bone. Maybe. No. So it's you can see it's quite a lot smaller. Tiny. Oh yeah. I guess if we get it good and sharp, it'll do the job. And lose a bit of that razor steel edge. Okay. So that was my little Hawkbill Haven interlude. Can't report on the performance yet. Haven't cut a single thing with this knife yet. Oh, here's another Wharncliffe. Queen Cutlery, $15. Also sharpened to blazes. Very classic, traditional with that. I don't know, is that a dog leg or a serpentine? But I've seen the ye old drawings of the first Wharncliffe. I'm telling you, it looks like that. The shape wise, not the cheesy badge, but. Is it a sheep's foot? Is it a rope knife? You decide. Now, yeah, this thing kind of incited my collector's bent a little bit because I have a few of these old US made. This is a Colonial, I believe. Yeah, that's the Colonial. And this is the Hammer. This one's maybe a bit older. This, I guess that's bone, and then they stagged it or whatever. And here's an Imperial. So yeah, it seemed to me to be very much in the vein of that. And then here's this Kent. All right. Sportsman's knife. Which is a little different, but it also kind of puts me in mind of this thing. It was obviously a pretty budget camp knife, hunting knife, thin stock. This one's got some history. Just needs a little, oops, yeah, needs a little peening, a little sharpening. Good to go. So yeah, this is it's a similar vibe. It's a shorter blade on this one, but they did tend to put some kind of swedging. It's not really on that one actually. Or on this one. Okay, I'll take it back. No swedging. I have one with swedging. I'm not gonna go and look for it. Yeah. So Americana. Oh, the sheath. Where is the sheath? For the GEC. It's splendid. I buried it. Well, that's that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Well, I won't see you, actually. People say that. That's dumb. How will I see you? You might not even see me. You don't see me right well. You see my gross hands, but you're not seeing my even grosser face. And that's a blessing. And on that note, yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.